Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV, subsidiary of Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news that you can trust. And it's good to see you guys this morning. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. Oh, it's a beautiful day. And we are going to get into it this morning. So I'm just glad you guys checked in with us. And I see everybody out there. Good morning. Good morning, C. Ruger, Jim Wilson, my brother up there. Black Sabbath brother, Papa Renegade. Boy, everybody. Cliff Burnett. Cliff's been a loyal viewer to the show forever and ever and ever. Man, everybody. Misty Bussy. Man, so good morning to you guys all. And you might hear my heater in the background because I am cold this morning. But I'll be turning it off. The office is like freezing, although it's warming up here, man. Beautiful snowy ride this morning, Viking said, a.k.a. the snowman. Well, you can have it, bro. You can have it. Tony Womack, my second time watching. I guess I'm hooked. Yeah, man. Hook on. Yeah, there's some hooks in these anchors. This is my new, my submarine buddy Hester gave me this shirt. Silent, fast, and deadly. Okay, so, man, I wanted to, this show covers two shows this morning. Or two announcements, as it were. And we'll jump right into it. Announcement one. A lot of you guys have already figured this out because I'm getting email after email, text message after text message. The diaspora is surprised, upset, mad, angry, and just taken just by shock to find out that Uncle Shaggy's Corner is no more. We have lost as a social media content creator. We have lost the input of Invader Shaggy 1%er. We have lost him for good. His Facebook channel is gone. He's not dead or anything. He's not hurt or anything, but he has withdrawn his input from social media. So the only way you will hear from him now is if you know him and know how to communicate with him, or if you run into him on the road. And quite frankly, I don't know if he will ever be back to social media again. Also, if you guys knew him on Facebook, his Facebook account of 15 years is gone too. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but he definitely took down his social media content, and everything that he was, everything that he worked on that show is also been archived. So let's see. He gave me a statement. Do I have it? Yes. So there were a lot of things that went into Shaggy's decision to shut down the site. But when I called him and asked him, he said his official statement is that he shut a site down due to political situations currently in the motorcycle club community. Uncle Shaggy wishes everybody the best and thanks you all for your support. He said, I'll see you on the road, and to all, keep it righteous. He was a towering figure. I have known him for many years, and I'm personally somewhat saddened by his departure from the social media world, as it were. A lot of you guys learned a lot from him. He had a lot of things to say. Very opinionated, and crusty. So, what we say in the United States Navy is salty. He was salty, salt of the sea. He was a salty one. He we call them old salts in the Navy. They've been around. They're barnacle encrusted, hardcore bros. They know the ocean. They know the sea. And if you follow them, you'll stay alive. So he was one of those kind of guys, an old salt, salty and steely-eyed, as we used to call him in the submarine force. Steely-eyed, because of you couldn't see their soul through their eyes. Their eyes were steely, and didn't. A lot of people call them poker faces. They could hold their feelings on the inside, and what you saw was someone that you couldn't really predict. So the 1%er world, the 99%er world, a lot of folks did learn a lot from him, and he had a meteoric rise. When he shut down his channel, he had 7,002 subscribers. And 7,002 subscribers in as quickly as he got them was pretty damn fast. So that just goes to show you the impact he had on people. So Shaggy was someone I've known for many years, and we would talk late at night at various times throughout the day about stuff, and we've done that for a long time. And so he was gradually made a decision to come into social media, and it is a very tough place to be when you are in a motorcycle club. Period. End of story. It's a tough place to be. As he said, political situations, this, that, and the other. It's just a tough row to hoe. So I'm a 1%er and always wondered how Shaggy's club was okay with him on social media, because that doesn't fly in this world. So which is a good segue into the next part of this morning's show, and that is the two shows are not combined. They're actually two separate shows, so they're not really combined. But the next portion of my show is why it's difficult for 1%ers and club members in general to be in social media. And I can do one of these shows for 1%ers and one of these shows for 99%ers. So, I almost want to call the show the top 10 reasons 1%ers find it difficult, if not impossible, to be on social media shows. So this wouldn't go for everyone, but it goes for a lot of folks. And I would have named it that, but I didn't have 10 reasons written out on paper before I started. So I thought I would, maybe come up with 10. And so if you see this show later, name 10 reasons, it's probably because I came up with 10. So we start by going over to an op-ed that Hollywood wrote. But, this is cool. My one percenters are just banging, hitting me. One said, and I'm a one percenter. This is what Hillbilly Entertainment said. I'm a one percenter and always wondered how Shaggy's Club was okay with him on social media, because that doesn't fly in this world. And then another person said something. Another one of my one percenters said, the questions are stuff is flying by, but somebody said clubs are private. They don't want their business out there. And so here is one of the issues. And so, gosh, I hope I get 10. So this is number one. People think that this is the part probably that sucks the most. When you're a one percenter or in a motorcycle club at all, because these are problems I had when I first started. The minute you announce your club affiliation, the minute you announce that club affiliation, you instantly are thought of, if not for putting club business out there, you're thought of as speaking for the club. And people think that, oh, everything he says, it represents Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club. Especially when I first started my channel, because I started my channel using kind of like my position. My channel was originally called Black Dragon National President. And one of my dear one percenter friends called me up, and he was like, Black Dragon, I love your channel, but I got to tell you, if you name your channel Black Dragon National President, as you have, everybody's going to think you're speaking for the Black Sabbath Nation every time you do a video. And if you have your colors on and stuff like that, every time you do a video, somebody's going to think you are speaking for the nation. So people think you're putting club business out there. And those people are not just people in your club, but people outside your club. So even though you might not be putting club business out at all, because who would do that? Who would get on here and put out club business? Paul, he's having problems with his paying his motorcycle off. Like, no one would do that. But that's the perception. That's one of the biggest perceptions to get around. Thank you, Ragnar, for teaching me how to drink unsweetened tea. Took my blood sugar level down to nothing. Thank you so much, Ragnar. Appreciate you. Every time I drink this nasty ass tea, I think about you, and not always in a positive way. But anyway, I digress. So that's one reason. And what I want to do, what's up, brother? Greg Covington, Black Sabbath. See you, man. I see you. I see all my brothers out here. I see you, Goose. I see you out here, man. Let me see. I got to go to a op-ed that Hollywood wrote on HarleyLiberty.com. He wrote this op-ed a couple days ago. And this op-ed goes way to the point of what 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 the second half of this show is all about. Shaggy starts off with, it's been a while since I blogged on this website. I usually save it for Biker News, but I usually save the website for Biker News, but I feel it's time to mix it up with some opinions and editorial comment. The title of this article, which is, Hey, Motorcycle Club members, here's the facts, let's get real. The title of this article probably has you scratching your head. I'm taking the time to explain how things work in regard to some policies, and he's talking about some policies that his business has, Insane Throttle, his news business. One of those policies is we don't interview or feature members of motorcycle clubs without their club's permission. Insane Throttle has agreements with many of the major clubs, the top clubs out there that you hear about, the top 1%er clubs. He says we have agreements with these clubs that specify that we will go to them and clear any of the guests we might have on the show that are part of their club. So this is something that he doesn't have to do. But because he's always been, and myself, always been on the biker's angle, we understand that because you're wearing colors when you speak, everybody thinks you're speaking for the club. And you might not have the club's permission to speak. So because we like to be within MC protocol, one of the things that one of the things that Hollywood does is he ensures that before he interviews a club member, especially from one of the big clubs, he calls the national president, calls the higher ups over there and says, hey man, we're getting ready to interview Peter and Paul, Dusty Road 1 and Road Warrior 3. Is that okay? Because of special circumstances that clubs are in. You might not need to be talking right now. And Hollywood knows that. Or your club might not know you're talking. So he checks first. So he says, I know this is a hard concept for many people to understand why we do this. We do it because it's the right thing to do. And it's the right thing to do if you're for clubs. Now, if you're a news agency and you're trying to get a got you on a club, then you interview a dumbass that doesn't know what he's talking about. Kind of like if you're a black guy and they put a microphone up to just like the most craziest ill cat in the deepest ghetto, you just drop your head like, oh my God. Or if you're a white guy and they got some guy in the trailer park and put a camera up to his house, you're like, oh my God, he doesn't represent us. So it's the right thing to do. If you care about motorcycle clubs. No organization, Hollywood goes on to say, should be represented by a member who doesn't have permission to speak on the club's behalf. You will see some creators, influencers, and podcasters who are in clubs, which is cool. Here's the issue. Some of these major clubs, or any club, a lot of these clubs don't even know that their members are involved in these shows. So that's number 2. I'm trying to get 10, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. But number 2 is, a lot of times when you're doing this, your club has no idea that you decided that you'd go out and create your own social media show. And what you must do in order to gain credibility, this is number 3. In order to gain credibility, I'm ashamed to say I did it too. Because how do you get credibility if you're not Black Dragon national president? Why would anyone listen to you? Well, especially when you're first getting started. No one knows that you know what you're talking about. Why would anyone listen to you if you weren't such and such from the such and such? You have to have this credibility for people to listen to you. So no one's going to listen to you, but when you put that 1% diamond on, all of a sudden the eyes are watching. And then when you throw the name of a big club behind it, ooh, that's got to be righteous, because that's such and such big club 1%er. Which goes on to Hollywood's next point. Here's the issue. Some of these clubs don't know you're involved out there. And then when the next point is 3, when someone puts out their club affiliation, people think that they're speaking on behalf of their clubs, and this is rarely the case. Basically, what that person is doing, and this is part of 3, is they are using their club's name in order to bring them followers and subscribers. Hollywood says plain and simple. For me, my club didn't have a name when I got started that anybody knew. But everybody knew what a national president was. So when you name your club, blah, 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 when you name your channel, blah, 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 national president, eyes looked. Eyes looked. And now you have the credibility you want. But that credibility came, plain and simple, from the fact that you can throw that diamond up there and you can throw that club patch up there. But not only does it give you instant credibility, it gives you instant, I'm speaking for the club. Now, Hillbilly Entertainment says law enforcement will glean every bit of intel from it they can. It's like you're handing it to them with a bow on it. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, because they got that bow for 7 seasons of Sons of Anarchy. And people say Sons of Anarchy was a BS movie, blah, blah, blah. But there was a lot of truth in that thing. There was a lot of how clubs operate, and clubs have been putting out how they operate in Easy Rider magazine and in media years and years and years before there was social media. And these clubs have been infiltrated. They don't need to find out what they need to know from a YouTube channel. But if your club has a case against it, what you say in those colors representing that patch could put your club in a very precarious situation. Precarious. Help me. You guys know what word I should be using. So that's another thing to think about. Let's see. Hollywood says next. Here's the problem with this and why we verify with the clubs when contacted by a member. So if you want to come on and the show and stuff, and you want to go on the Hollywood show and you want to debate him and all this kind of stuff, all the stuff that happens, he's going to try to make sure that you should be speaking for the club, that you have permission to run your damn mouth, especially when he's dealing with the top clubs, because he understands that the precariousness of the situation. Man, I'm not using that word right. So he goes, if we want an official response from a club, Hollywood goes on to say, we will go straight to the top. Other creators, though, will take anyone on their show who comes to them. It's at this point it can cause problems for the clubs, especially if the clubs are in a legal situation. When a club is in a legal situation, you don't need people who are members voicing opinions on the internet. So this goes to what Hillbilly's saying. When someone is perceived to be speaking on behalf of the club, anything they say can and will be used against the motorcycle club, which real life comes in to say that the clubs all prohibit any social media exposure. It can be twisted and altered to fit the narrative, unnarrative, any narrative, the narrative of the clubs, of the feds. So this can be a problem. Hillbilly says, even down to the mannerisms of the way 1%ers speak when they train. When these guys are training their undercovers. So there's a lot that can be gleaned, as one can say. Hollywood goes on to say, we'll bring him back up. Hollywood goes on to say, people are ignorant of what are the costs to a club really, what the costs of the club really are when they speak. For example, I was asked to debate people who were in a club. Before I accepted the debate, I went to the higher ups of the certain clubs to find out if it was all right to talk to those guys per our agreement. Come to find out, those clubs didn't even know their people were on the podcast doing their podcast thing. One of the clubs are involved in a major federal case currently. Now, anything in that debate could harm the club's legal standing because, you're debating back and forth, and certain stuff you could say could really put the club in a bad light. Like, yeah, that's right. We pulled up on them guys and we took their colors. Or not even something like that. Something more like, I believe that you better do what the 1%er says or else. Stuff like that. Anything you could say. Could be misused. I think that using the club's name to say that you're part of it to get some credibility is a good thing because it would mean less posers due to the fact that clubs wouldn't let posers claim to be in. And you're right, kinda. You're right, kinda. And your line of thinking is right, and this is why people follow those guys. But a lot of those guys, young guys, have only been in the club 6 months. Like I just got my 1%er cut, my diamond. I just got it 6 months ago. So you think you're talking to somebody with all this great credibility because they got in the club, but they don't know shit to be teaching you something. They know nada. They're babes in the wool. Is that the same? Yet, because they've had some exposure and they can claim that they belong to this club, you're automatically going to give them a credibility that they might not should have. And they're speaking on stuff they don't know about. And they are trying to educate folks, and they don't even have any education themselves. So they're not good representatives of their clubs. And they're certainly not somebody you should be listening to. Then they want to take like on the whole spectrum. And now they're going to train 99%ers too. They become the holy grail of MC culture. They know it all. Or some other kind of title, the everything. And the fact of the matter is that they might not know all that. And here you are listening to them because they have this huge credibility that they got from their club's name. A lot of these guys are kicked out of their clubs or didn't finish the prospecting period. I mean, this is not rocket science. It's not like we're figuring out how to put rockets on the moon here. So all you need is a little bit of exposure, and you can talk about a lot of things. You're not able to talk about many things in depth, but you can talk about a lot of things. And so you are not as credible as you would seem. Hillbilly says, to be fair, Black Dragon, if someone approached our club using Sons of Anarchy as a guidebook, I guess to be fair, I think he meant to say if someone approached our club using the Sons of Anarchy as a guidebook, they'd be sniffed out within 30 seconds. Would it take that long, Hillbilly? Would it take 30 seconds? So that's something. C. Ruger was on with me yesterday, a couple of days ago. He said, I'm so glad we didn't talk about club business. I wouldn't do that to you, C. Somebody said, well, maybe Shaggy felt that social media wasn't for him. Yeah, you could be right. Is Hardcore on here? Honor and respect, Brother Hardcore, Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation regional president of the East Coast. It's good to have you, brother. So, next thing that Hollywood went on to say is, where did I pick that up? Okay, so I'm probably going to read this over again. People who are ignorant of what the cost to a club really is when they speak. For example, I was asked to debate people who were in a club. Before I accepted the debate, I went to certain clubs to find out if it was all right for our agreement. Come to find out, they didn't know their people were on the podcast doing this stuff. One of the clubs involved is in a major federal case. Anything in that debate could harm the club's legal standing. Like the prosecutor could run, the club is about to close the case. Everything is cool. And the prosecutor gets a golden nugget dropped right in his hand, right in his lap from something that a member said. And everybody knows that no club is about I, the clubs are about we. So anybody can speak. And they would definitely use that if they could. So this is where the ignorance comes in. People were pissed off at me because this is what we had to do. One creator called it snitching to the club. That's the issue, though. These people have no idea that we have these agreements in place, and Same Throttle only deals with the top officers of a club. This is because we want to make sure that the club's official response is being represented. Most of those people you see in podcasts, YouTube, and stuff like that are just regular members. So that would be number 4. Because you're a regular member in the club and maybe even a new member in the club, and you're not speaking for the club, yet you've used the club's name and notoriety to bolster your YouTube channel. A lot of other members in your club know that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, really. And they want to get you off the air talking. because you could really make things sticky, even though you ain't talking about nothing. Somebody could just ask you a silly question or you make an offhanded statement. And because of your Cubs legal situation, now you guys have issues where you didn't have them before. So, it takes training to be in the media. It takes a certain training, a certain savoir-faire, a certain knowing what the hell you're doing and how to handle media to understand. It's a certain training that sometimes the only way you can get it is by screwing something up. If I told you guys some of the major screw-ups I made as I was learning how to do this stuff, I first started writing motorcycle club newspapers 30 years ago. One time I made a mistake so bad. Oh my God. It was horrible. And I just didn't know the difference. But back then, social media wasn't so big. So, there was no social media. But I've made mistakes, and you will make mistakes. But it's quicker now on social media. It's huge. It's fast. Gets out fast. He goes on to say, Insane Throttle is a media publication company. We follow different rules than most of these other creators, because he's actually talking about the training, talking about the professionalism. That Insane Throttle, his channel, is a media publication. They're actually part of the Publishers Guild, part of the News Guild, part of the Media Guild. They pay these fees. He has these lawyers and stuff. I mean, he's a real deal CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. He's a real one. So that's why he says we follow different rules than most creators. Like they try to verify that he tries to verify his news stories and things like that. He takes stories off the news wires. What he brings you is real deal stuff. Then he puts his point on it to take the mainstream spin off of it. So he says, because we follow these rules, it's hard for other creators to wrap their heads around it because they have no experience in the business. So I would say that that's 5. You don't have any real experience in the media business. And you need to have experience in the media business if you're going to be repping. And see, that's screwed up because you're not repping your 1%er club. But damn it, if you put that diamond on and your club name out there as you're a member, and therefore you should be trusted because you are a member of them, and that makes you smart enough and talented enough, and such enough to be heard. Which is one of the reasons I love Dibber, because Dibber just got up and started speaking. He never like got on there talking about his club or his club name or his club affiliation or anything like that. He just got up and started speaking. He was the grandfather of all this. There was only 2 people I know before him. One guy, his name was Ninja Dad or Ninja something, Ninja 4139, Ninja Dad or something. And that guy just disappeared. And you're like, I don't know if he died or something. He just disappeared. But neither of these guys ever spoke about being in the club. They were like the first in this. They just started talking. It was kind of cool. So I would say that would be 5. I don't know if I'm even going to get 10. Maybe it's just going to be 5. So anyway, Hollywood goes on to say in his op-ed, it's hard for these creators to wrap their heads around how this works because they don't have any experience in the media business. And if you're going to be representing a club, especially a 1%er club, and you are representing it, whether you think you are or not, you should have experience in the business. He says anyone can start a podcast or a YouTube channel, But knowing what happens in the background is very important, especially when you're dealing with law enforcement and you have feds watching your motorcycle club. So he says this is especially true when dealing with motorcycle clubs. So he says, here's a story for you. I was contacted by a motorcycle club here in the Midwest. It was more or less to vent because they saw someone doing a podcast and YouTube videos that they knew. It rubbed them the wrong way because he was talking about club stuff when he himself dropped out of the prospect period after only a few months. And we see that. We see guys that never really finished in a club or whatever the case may be, but they can get big channels. Anyone can get a big channel. And Hollywood said that. So more into the conversation, it was said after he dropped out of his club, out of the prospecting phase, he went to one of their support clubs as a member and only lasted a short time there as well. I saw the point, but told them this is what happens all the time on the internet. There are so many people talking about motorcycle clubs and their versions on how it's supposed to be. The problem you will run into with most of these people, they've had no time in the club scene. Worse yet is people who never made it through prospecting are out there trying to give advice. There are tons of these people who do this shit, Hollywood says. God damn, do we hear it all the time from clubs? I get all the time people asking my experience in this scene. One thing I've always made sure of is never to use the club name to further my business. It was only recently I've decided to address this one more time. Where that it's an interesting video Hollywood did. He put a link to it, but he actually, Hollywood, for the first time, actually names his club position affiliations. He actually did that in a video here recently, and many people were surprised to find out that he was actually, I believe, a vice president or president, might have been a vice president of a 1%er nation. A lot of people didn't know that about Hollywood. And it was kind of funny to me because I can remember a channel talking negatively about him and oh, he's never been in a real club, blah, blah, blah. And come to find out, he'd been in a real club for real. But he just never used that for these reasons here that he's talking about. But he did, after all these years, make that video so folks could know. I think here it is right here. I hadn't read this far into the article. I've been an enforcer and a vice president for one club and an enforcer for a 1%er motorcycle club. All my club stuff is verifiable if you're in the game. I laugh at it when these morons claim that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He says when they claim you don't know what you're talking about him. No, I just don't use my former clubs to validate what I'm doing, cupcakes. It's a foreign concept nowadays, but in my time, you never used your club like they are being used today. These dumb fucks, he says, saying this kind of shit are really the ones that don't know their shit. If they knew what they were talking about, they would know this is the protocol for most clubs when it comes to media. So I would say that's number 6. Especially if you don't have a good grasp of MC protocol. And how could you if you don't have any real time in the game? Hollywood goes on to say another misconception about us is we're in the bag for clubs. He's talking about his channel as a news organization. This is far from the truth, very far. We are not the cheerleaders like many others are for their clubs. So a lot of guys will put together these channels and then become club cheerleaders. Like, clubs can do no wrong and everybody's out to get the clubs. And, oh my gosh, the clubs are being mistreated and the clubs are just people just not doing the right things for the club. The news channel will never be a club cheerleader. Can't afford to be. You won't be a news channel. So he says, we're not cheerleaders. We intend on giving both sides of the story. We're not here to push conspiracy stories about how clubs get effed over every time they're in the news. You want that, you can go somewhere else. There are plenty of those morons out there. No, we try to be well-rounded and not take one side or another. So we're out to show the club angle, but we're not going to be club cheerleaders. This bugs a lot of people, but that's how it's supposed to be. Present the information and let the readers decide. Finally, debating on Insane Throttle is encouraged on the comment sections. One thing we won't do is debate some low-level podcaster on YouTube or a YouTuber. We want numbers. You want numbers. Build your brand, plain and simple, but we won't do it for you. If we do debate you or tell your story, you have to be an officer sanctioned or by the club that you're in. Furthermore, we won't debate people who really don't have experience in the club scene. If that's what the debate is about, it's a waste of our time and resources, to be honest. So that, I think, we got a cool 6 things from that. Why I would say that it's tough for 1%ers to have channels. I think 7 is it's just not something that side of the fence is particularly ready for. Good morning, Wolf the Red. Good to see you, man. It's just not something they're ready for yet. It's not in their bailiwick. They still don't trust it. So it's very tough for you to make headway in that situation. That would be 7, but I got to come up with 3 more. And I think I've covered it all. Let's see. I'm looking through here to see if you guys would have any things for me. Did I? Oh, Jesus. I'm way behind you guys. I see what y'all are doing. Don't do that. Do not do that. Somebody said, I like this. Lucianus Petrenko said, I never thought of it this way. If the individual sent their videos to their president to be reviewed before release, that could solve the credibility issue. Like a YouTube bylaw for the club. Actually, there are some clubs that have that bylaw. You're not allowed to put anything out that doesn't go through a certain person. So I think you're right. That would be a good way to solve that. Because I don't think clubs are going to be able to stop this. But right now they are absolutely pretty much against it. Biker podcasts at war with each other is hilarious and absolutely ridiculous. I have a lot of respect for you, man, but like I said before, y'all should chill, considering Sucker Free MC has posted every protocol topic over and over again. Listen, there are no biker podcasts at war with each other. Where do you get this from? If you have a difference of opinion with somebody and you're at war with them, biker podcasts are not motorcycle clubs. You could take a shot at somebody. When I grew up, you could play the dozens. Talk about people's mamas. Your mama's so low she has to play handball with the curb. Oh my God, I was horrendous. You didn't want to get with me. I would talk about your mama. Doesn't mean that we couldn't be friends. If you don't get in the dozens if you can't play it. Bloodshot 610 says, I think 1%ers have a lot of positive messages and ways to live life that aren't offered by anyone else. To not hear from a 1%er is a real shame. I feel that way, which is why we started the roundtable. And the roundtable was to get everybody's opinion on the roundtable. Every club, everybody, every person. And we've been successful with that. But that's not the same thing as a 1%er having his own channel. It's much more difficult. And most of the guys that I have known to do that, 1%er and 99%er, wind up getting kicked out of their clubs. Because I'm going to do, I have 10 things for sure, just right off the top of my head, why 99%ers have a hard, difficult, if not impossible time having their own social media channels that talk about MC protocol. And I'm going to do that show. That one I could just run right off the top of my head. So that and I want to say another thing about this idea that podcasters are battling each other. I don't see why, because every damn one of you is watching every damn one of our shows. You guys will go from my show to the next show to the next show to I think do these guys watch the Super Bowl? Do they watch anything other than biker stuff? And it's really cool because you guys know what's going on in every channel. Black Dragon, I see you with the baby powder in hand, not tissues. I don't know what that means. Was that like a was that like a swipe at me or what? Tell me what that means. I feel like the joke went right over my head. That's why I put war in quotations, be it beef, war, etc. Just saying, generally speaking, it just takes away from what you guys are trying to do. Man, I love a good tussle. I love a good tussle. I love a good argument. I'm a biker, not a choir boy. I love a good shot, especially when I see somebody doing something I think is ridiculous. I think some things are ridiculous too. Hellfighter Steve said, anymore, you and Shaggy were the only ones I watch. And Shaggy was doing just phenomenal. And I hate to see his show gone. I hate it for him, but it was something he felt he had to do. So that is, I guess I have to stop really at 7. I can't come up with any more. Black Dragon, do you have a clubhouse near Ventura and Cali? I'm not sure of the address of our Los Angeles clubhouse, since I've not personally been there. So I don't know if it's near Ventura or not. My club brothers are on here. Maybe one of them that's been to the Los Angeles chapter can tell you where it is. I'm not quite sure where it is. And then there's one. Then there's one in you guys make me laugh. Then there's one in Inland Empire, and I'm not sure where that one is either. So I know it's a shame, but I don't know where the club is. I believe there's one in LA, and then there's one in the clubhouse. I believe. And don't get me to lying, because obviously, I'm getting old. I don't be remembering things, but I think there's one in LA and one in Inland Empire, something like that. And I don't know exactly where it is. Tissues are for tears. Baby powder is to smack a fool. No, I don't have no baby powder in my hand. I'm a good guy. Baby powder is a pimp reference. I love you, man. I'm going to look that up. Am I a pimp? Am I a PIMP? If it is, I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. I never understood that either. When I heard that in the song, I was like, man, you could tell that, you could tell I did not have a pimp upbringing, but I absolutely think I'm pimpish. Don't be thinking that. Do you have the dragon in the background on your fuel tank? Oh, oh, oh. No, but it needs to be there. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Luciano Petrinko. Thank you so much for that, man. I am gonna get it put on my gas tank. You know, you guys, if you were to see my motorcycle, you'd be like, that guy is a media host. That guy was a leader of a motorcycle club. Look how plain his motorcycle is. I don't have any ape hangers, and you know, I don't have no expensive paint job. I barely wash my motorcycle. I can remember when Brother Hardcore was prospecting, now a regional president. You know, he felt so bad for me when he was a prospect. He just came and just got my motorcycle and just washed it. Bro, I can't take it anymore. I just need a motorcycle to do one damn thing. Get you there and get you there hardcore. And that's what the Victory Vision does. So for that, don't be hating on my victory, because I will run your ass into the ground with it. They don't break down, they just get down. And that's what they do. And I'm so pissed that they quit making them things, man. I'm gonna have to. I was gonna get the Indian Challenger next, because I rode that thing and it's fast as all get out. But they say they got a brand new Indian out now. That's even better than the Challenger. So I'm gonna go look at that, and it's gonna be between that and the Challenger. Hellfighter Steve says, when you come to Iowa, we shall see who runs who to the ground. If you're riding one of them raggedy ass Harleys, we already know what's going to happen, especially if we get out there and stretch these suckers out on the highway. You're going to have your stuff towed home. I'm just saying, be careful what you ask for out there, bro. You can get it. You can get you some. You can get you some. Where are my victory people out? The victory wheeze back and forth on the road, I hear. I think I liked it better when my club brothers weren't on here. They're liars. My club brothers claim that I ride like this on the highway. Like that I don't ride in a straight. They claim that they just can't ride. Okay. I mean, I have things to do when I'm on my motorcycle. I'm trying to videotape, and I'm trying to make videos, and I'm conducting interviews, and I'm busy when I'm riding. You guys, all you have to do is ride. Y'all are boring. Oh, listen, the Dragon's Lair is going to be open soon, so I want you guys to drop by and check out the Dragon's Lair. And I have something for you guys. But I'm getting some messages here. Let me check to make sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Sometimes my guys will send me a message to say, make sure to talk about this or that. But I want to tell you guys about the Black Sabbath run, which will be on the 26th So it's going to be, well, let me just read the whole thing to you so that you guys can understand what we're doing. So this is the first annual Black Sabbath Black History Month run. We're going to be doing this every year. So if you want to ride with me or ride with the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, and we also have the G Riders riding together. We're all riding together, G Riders and the Iron Gems Motorcycle Club. So please join the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, G Riders Motorcycle Club, and the Iron Gems Motorcycle Club on our inaugural Black History Run. This year, we will be riding to Selma, Alabama. Every year, we're going to ride somewhere different. And we're going to meet up with only the strong Motorcycle Club of Selma as a tribute to the march across this historic bridge. Pre-registration can be accomplished by sending your fee to $ Black History Ride on Cash App, $ Black History Ride. Please include your name and organization. You can also register the morning of the event on site. Registration is $10 per rider, $10 per passenger, $10 per vehicle with less than 2 occupants, $5 per occupant for vehicles over 2 occupants. All donations and proceeds will benefit Selma University, a local historically Black college, HBCU, historically Black college or university. Accommodations are booked at the Holiday Inn Express, 2000 Lincoln Way, and the St. James Hotel, located at 1200 Water Street in Selma, Alabama. So those hotels are going fast. Make sure to get your bookings there. Only the Strong MC will host all riders at their clubhouse located at 2314 Highway 80, East Selma, Alabama, 36701. We will marshal at the clubhouse, then ride in parade formation to the bridge for the tribute ceremony. The clubhouse will serve as the hostess house throughout and will host the fellowship party later that evening. We are looking forward to riding and fellowshipping with all of you. Honor and respect. If you want to contact somebody, to talk about this, call 4D of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club. He's down in Macon, Georgia. His number is 478-714-8602. Or you can call G Riders, call Brother Certified, 478-978-7832. Or Iron Gems, call Queen Sugar, 478-456-2478. And for you ladies out there who ride, we will be having the Iron Gems is a lady, all-female motorcycle club with some bad, beautiful bikes. So this is going to be, we're going to meet at the Holiday Inn Express at 2000 Lincoln Way. And that meetup is going to be at 12 p.m. Ride over to the bridge. This is 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to ride over to the bridge. There'll be the registration stuff for those who aren't registered. Then we're going to registered. aren't registered. And then we're going to ride over to the bridge, do our thing. There's going to be some ceremony where they shut the bridge down and all of that. Then we're going to ride on back. And then we're going to party. So come hang out with me. Somebody asked me something. Let's see. I saw that and I wanted to answer it. Gonna have oil leaks everywhere. Yeah, if y'all riding one of them, I don't want to talk about them too bad. People like Hellfighter Steve won't get with new technology. I don't know what the problem is. 21 Chieftain rides like a Cadillac. Go ahead, JW, tell him. Dragon is 100% correct. He will tow these HDs home. Come on, my victory people. See, and all these truck drivers, I don't want to race because I don't want to lose my CDL. Well, don't be talking that noise, bro. Come to the Freedom Rally. Stop by the beer bin and drink for free. Like, there's a Freedom Rally. I'll be there. If it ain't too far. Have I gotten old? Somebody asked me, can a president be demoted? I'm trying to find that. There you go. Black Dragon, can you get demoted as a pres in a motorcycle club and still be in the MC, or do they kick you out? No, I mean, yes and no. You can have your butt demoted and still be in. You just can't be the president no more. They don't necessarily have to kick you out when they demote you. The problem is that, man, a lot by the time that happens, a lot of times, everybody's so mad, everybody's so in their feelings. I think, I like, I want, I feel. I think, which means you don't have any direct knowledge, or you don't have any facts. It's just what you think. So many people operate on what they think. I like is what I want, what I like, not necessarily what's needed. I think, I like, I want. I want is not necessarily based on need. It's based on what I want. I think, I like, I want, I feel. I'm acting on my feelings like a woman rather than, I think I need to make that t-shirt. I think, I like, I want, I feel. But this is a famous saying from Hardcore, who is the regional president of the Black Sabbath. He will often say, I don't want to hear what you think, you like, you want, you feel. I think, I like, I want, I feel. Too many of you guys vote on I think, I like, I want, I feel, and not on the facts. So by the time it gets to something like this, you're so mad, you're into your I think, I like, I want, I feel. All of this is not manly stuff. I think, I like, I want, I feel are for children and women. Your wife gets mad and it's all about what she thinks. I think you're cheating. It's all about what she likes. I don't like to be cold. It's all about what she wants. I want a Cadillac, not this. I don't want this gremlin. How she feels. We know what happens with women, how they feel. Now, this is not all women. I know some women that are just really not like that at all. And you guys, more of you men, are like the B words than women. But it's this I think, I like, I want, I feel that you get to this point where we got to throw the president out too. We got to not just demote him, but throw him out. And he won't even know any of this has happened because we've been doing all of this behind his back because all of us are too P-word to meet him at the table and discuss our concerns. Because somebody who doesn't like him, he can't call him out at the table by himself. Prez, I don't like what you're doing. Put the gavel down, Sergeant at Arms. We got to talk about. No, instead of that sucker will be on the phone and in the dark corners of the recesses trying to get together a committee, trying to get together a group to confront somebody by spreading BS on their name. And these are the things that they do. So when they come to you with a group because they're tough now. Because they couldn't look you in the eyes and take you on one-on-one. So by that time, yeah, they're trying to not only demote you, but also put you out of the club, because this is how some of these little girls get down. But yeah, to answer your question, you can be demoted and still be in the club. And that, in many cases, is all that should happen. But a lot of times, by the time it gets to that, they just want to do the whole slippery slope on your ass. My grandma's house was not too far from the avenue. She lived right behind. Okay, that's probably not my conversation. I had to step away for a bit. This conversation made me think about something an old 81 friend, an old head from an 81 told me when I was a prospect at a function. He leaned to me and said, every decision you make, not just about the club, not just about motorcycles, but in life, keep your brothers in your mind and ask yourself, is it going to affect them in a negative or positive way? Man, that is really cool. The Freedom Rally Rock, says Pete Banks, thought about that a lot over the years and what it meant. And number one, it means that you always keep your brothers in your mind. Number two means to think before you make any decision. See, you got an old head there, giving you guys free game right there, man. Free game. I can't see how 1%ers are on social media. It's going to be able to think about what he's saying at that moment and how it's going to affect his brotherhood. I can't see how a person can do that, period, says Hillbilly. But Hillbilly, I don't see how 1%er clubs are going to stop this, because you're not going to be able to take those young guys and control them. And that's just the bottom line. All right, man. That was an hour. You're going to get the ladies upset today, Black Dragon. Brave man. 143 watching. Do we have 143 people? God dang, we got 154 people watching. Holy moly. You guys, please share my stuff and please like it. Patrick, don't worry. You still got here, man. So we love that. Please like and share this podcast. And the podcast is the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. You can go there. Thank you guys for bringing my podcast numbers up. Thank you guys for taking me viral on TikTok. My TikTok numbers are really, really cool. And so I thank you guys for that. Oh, wow. I thank you guys for that. We have now like 11,400. We did this in just like a couple weeks, so our numbers are rising. My latest video I just did. But man, I want to thank you guys. You've taken a few of my videos up to 200,000 already, so that's really, really cool. So we're actually reaching out and doing stuff. My latest video is called and my TikTok videos are cool because they're only like 2 or 3 minutes long. So my latest video is on TikTok is Never Lie to the Club. Prospect. A motorcycle club is full of individuals like a community. Some are good, some are great, some are bad, and some are ugly. Some brothers will not even deserve to wear your patch. Some brothers won't even be deserving of the name brother because they don't understand or know or feel or care anything about brotherhood. It's simple. We can't filter everyone. Something that you should think about as you begin this process. You're asking people that you don't know to get to know you and to become brothers with you for life. You're asking people to trust you with their families, trust you with their emotions, trust you with their secrets. So one thing you need to learn very quickly is that you never lie to a brother. These men will be your prospective brothers, and they will want to know you, and they will want to trust you, and they will want to love you, and they will want to care about you, and they will even risk their lives for you if they can trust you. But there's no such thing as a relationship without trust. So the first time you bullshit one of these brothers, the first time you act like you know something that you don't, the first time you tell some sort of gargantuan lie that you will be found in, your trust level will hit the floor. And it won't matter whether or not you ever make it into this club, you will never be trusted. We don't lie to brothers. If you come from an environment of bullshitting and lying and faking it till you make it, drop that here. I can't tell you how much trouble you're going to get into, how disrespected you will be, how ill you will be thought of if you are thought of as a bullshitter, a shirker, someone who can't be trusted to tell the truth. You will be a brother with colors that's not really a brother at all. You'll be alone in an organization designed to keep everyone together. Never lie to a brother. There's no one here that you should be lying to because we will always accept you for exactly who you are. Just be true about it. Capiche? Yeah, man. Prospect. Yeah, man. Those are my I call them one-man skits that I've been doing over on TikTok. So get over to TikTok, Black Dragon Biker TV on TikTok. Go over there and give me a like and a subscribe and a share. And also Instagram, Black Dragon Biker TV on Instagram. But I absolutely appreciate you. These videos have been getting like 200,000 views in just a couple days, man. Really, really cool. So anyway, I think that's everybody. Yep, I'm caught up on everybody. That's all of the messages and everything. So I appreciate y'all. That was Dramatic Black Dragon. It was Star Wars. Man, thank you, man, because it was like, it's getting my Wesley Snipes on. It's my good side. All right, that's cool. I'm Black Dragon, man. That's my 2 cents. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can get us on Black Dragon Biker TV on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and now on TikTok. We just reached our 10,000 mark, so we're very thankful for that. And the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is our podcast everywhere you get podcasts. You'll get this show on your podcast. You can download it and play it while you're riding to work or something. And also, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to bikerliberty.com, our online news magazine. And please go get our books and stuff from and t-shirts and what have you from the Dragon's Lair. Oh, no, that's from blackdragonsgear.com, blackdragonsgear.com. Man, I need to have a piece of paper with all that on it. And that's it. I think I want to thank you out there, Sven. Appreciate you over there in Germany. Always checking out after me and looking out after me for a long time now. And I hope you and the wife and the horse are doing well. Cliff Barnett, we thank you, man. Thank you all so much for taking care of me and looking out after me. We're on Facebook, YouTube, all these things every day. And we're just having a good time doing this. All right, so that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents down in the comment section below. I'm Black Dragon. I'd like to say thanks for tuning in and get skinny. And, of course, get the book.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get the book.
USA Kids. Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust.
Biker News you can trust. Biker News you can trust. Biker News you can trust.
Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust.
Biker News you can trust. Biker News you can trust. Biker News you can trust. Ah!